Hello, hello. Happy Sunday. It's the 31st of May and looking to do a little bit of macro TA for anyone looking to potentially invest in crypto. I know Maya's community, with the exception of myself, is pretty much all NQ, and I don't even know. I don't know stocks. I don't honestly no idea about the stocks side of thing, but might be able to give you guys some potential buy opportunities on some cryptos that I believe are coming in the next few months. So let's get to it. So if we look back at the history of Bitcoin, which is pretty short, starting back there in '09, every bear market bottom is marked by these blue lines. This is projecting, but these four are bear market bottoms, and we can see that, with the exception of this one being slightly out of sync, 4 years, 4 years, 4 years, 4 years. So every bear market so far has bottomed out between these prices are very low. So these are all bottomed out between the 786 and the 886 Fibonacci, pulled from the bear market lows to the bull market highs. 786, 886 pocket, boom, off it pops. 786, 886 pocket, boom, off it pops. 786, 886 pocket, boom, off it pops. So we've seen this happen 1, 2, 3 times already. Why would we expect this time to be any different until we have evidence to the contrary? So for me, I think that Bitcoin should come down here, just based off the past. Whether or not we get there, we don't know. That's why there are alternative plans in place, and I'll go through those, starting with the most bullish case. The most bullish case that I can see anyway. Okay, so the main purpose of this video is, where are we going to potentially look to buy Bitcoin? So first off, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I am just some guy on the internet. If you see or hear the things that I talk about in Maya's chat, you will know I'm an absolute idiot and I'm not to be listened to. So you do you, I'm going to do me. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, but if you want to buy, you should do your own research, do your own TA, and use my TA as confluence or an alternative viewpoint to yours to give you thoughts. That's the only way that someone else's TA should be used, in my opinion. Don't take someone else's analysis as gospel. That said, here's what I'm going to do. I believe that this is not a very nice bottom. We've just put a single tap in and then gone up. And if we look kind of on the daily, you see we put that in, put that low in. Can I get a curve, please? Put that low in. We've left loads of liquidity behind. The likelihood in my eyes is that we come for the low. We've seen this so many times on Bitcoin. Happens all the time on all the time frames when you're ranging, both to the downside and the upside. Put a single low or a high in, you grind in the opposite direction, leaving a nice curve. You sweep out all the highs and then you dump it or you rip it, depending on which way the liquidity is built. So I do think we're coming for this low, one way or another. First buy zone for me is going to be kind of 55 to 59k underneath that low. The most bullish scenario that I see for Bitcoin is this. We are currently backtesting this macro support resistance flip, rejected in the bull market of 2021, rejected again in 2021, dumped, rejected again, managed to get a bounce through support, bounced away, and now we're back in retesting this major support resistance flip. So this is important, and what happens here is important, but I think if it's going to hold, it requires a liquidity sweep of this low, and that you've also got this just below it. So I think at minimum that needs to go. So I will be buying a small amount here. The next spot that I'm then looking at afterwards is this here. I wonder, is the 618 there? No, 618 is here, so that's another reason to be buying just here. You've got the macro 618 just there. But yeah, I will be looking to buy again in the little area below this, kind of 45 to 49k, and then my final spot. I say my final spot. The final spot that I expect us to come to is into the 786, 886 pocket, as we've revisited so many times before that I explained earlier. And also I would like to see that get swept out, but I will be buying aggressively in that area. So those are really my targets for Bitcoin. I think a 20% buy here, a 30% buy here, and then ladder in my final 50% here. Is probably the way that I'm going to play it. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Also, one of the reasons that I think this is likely to play out now, as in coming for the low, is the fact that the structure has done this. So our weekly high is currently up here. Our structure from the low on the daily is there, swept that out, broke there, SFP there, broke there, and now we have broken down. So we've broken below that low. This SFP didn't play out and take the high. We've broken down below. So we should either expect to continue down from here or expect a lower high to then continue to make lower lows. And I think we take that liquidity. That's my thought there anyway. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. I hope you guys might have found that useful. I am also going to go over a few altcoin possibilities as well, if you've got any interest in those. Oh yes, one last thing that I forgot about Bitcoin potential targets. There is a case to be made for a much lower target, which we'll run over real quick like. So this could potentially be a range, grinding to the upside, leave liquidity all the way up, as you do. And then this could be a manipulation above the range. And then we could expect an expansion to the downside. So, you know, there is a case to be made for seeing 15k again, which if we get down there, I will 100% be buying. I'll sell my kidney, I'll sell Maya. But if we come down there, that is, in my opinion, going to be one of the biggest buying opportunities since Bitcoin was at $3,000 or whatever it was in 2018. I think that's, if we get that, I think we require some sort of black swan event, proper World War III or something like that. But if that happens, geez, time to make some money. Okay, so we've covered Bitcoin and potential targets on that. So now just going to run through some altcoins and we'll try to be as quick as possible. So all of these are based on historic support resistance flips or historic floors that we have come across. And a lot of these coins, even if they don't come up to take all-time highs, although for some of them, like this one, there's semi-equal highs, there is reason and a lot of liquidity on the way up, so there is a reason to go up there. But even if a lot of these don't make it to their all-time highs, you still have potential for insane gains. So Atom, we had a bounce, we've come up, we've now been retesting this, and I think we've got a support here. So let's say that you buy below it, and if it was a trade, you'd put your stop below the low. Even if it doesn't come for its all-time high and it just comes to take this liquidity here, that's a 19 RR on your money. So as an investment, not bad. If it were to then run and take your all-time high, well, then you're looking at a 50 plus R on your money. Obviously, you don't put a stop loss when you're investing or just buying, but it's worth being aware of. There are potential massive opportunities to be made on some of these. Crypto.com is, I think, potential to be a sleeping giant here. It is a massive crypto exchange. It's partnered with Formula One. It's got the stadium in Miami that's the Crypto.com arena or something like that. I think it was Miami. But anyway, I remember the first time that I bought Crow was back here in 2020, and they made some news about a positive change to their reward system. They have a cashback card that you get rewards in Crypto.com coin. So they made one change that was really positive, and almost immediately this happened. So, you know, it's worth being aware of. This has always been support as far as we can see. I think if we come down a little bit further to 6 cents, I'm going to start loading the truck up, to be honest. I think there is potential here. All they need is one small news catalyst, positive change in their reward structure, and they could definitely get a bounce up to, you know, what, 40 cents when you're buying at 6 cents. That's a pretty good deal. Sui has this historic support down here. Anywhere under this orange line I would consider a buy, especially if we take out that wick. And all of these, if Bitcoin does go down to some of the lower targets that I've gone through, all of these coins are going to come lower. When Bitcoin dumps, the alts dump. That's just how crypto works. Dogecoin, the OG, can't spell Doge without OG. Historic support resistance flip. We lost it, we rejected, we tried to break above, struggled, rejected, came above, support, bounced away, support. So I think anything under that 89 cents, good buy on Doge. Link. Another one, bounced from it. Resistance for, you know, this is major. That's like a year and a half's worth of staying under, so that's suppressed, and then it's come up, flipped to resistance, boom, bounce. So I think good buys on this one as well. Pepe. If we come down and retest this support resistance flip, I will buy quite a lot of Pepe. There is huge, and I mean huge, gains to be made. Now you got to remember as well, altcoins especially meme coins, things like Pepe, Doge, Shiba, they are risky plays. You don't want to put 80% of your money that you've got to invest into a meme coin. It might play out. You might be a genius, but you might also get shafted. And as easy as they can pump 1800%, they can also fall 90%. So just be wary. AVAX, I don't really know why. I don't really like the look of this right now. I don't know. I'm not a massive fan of AVAX. There are real good gains to be made here though, if it plays out. You know, 1500% gains. Algo, this is a good coin. I bought some just back here. I spent about a week and a half underwater by maybe 5%. And then since then, I think I'm up about 50-60% now. Yeah. But I will, if we come down and revisit this line again, if Bitcoin dumps, if we revisit this line and below, I will be buying again. Algo, I think, could go crazy. And from just below that line, spice. Sol, if we come down and revisit this support resistance flip, just below $48 or at $48, I'll be buying. ADA is another one. I think if we sweep this low out again and this semi-equal low here, I might buy. ETH, I never really got the ETH train, to be honest. I never really bought. This looks like a just pretty defined range, so anywhere down below these lows, you know, good buys. Shiba is another one that has potential for massive run-ups. Well worth paying an eye to. We are in what I would call it a buy zone now, historic support. But if we sweep that low from back here, that low from 2023, I'm going to buy a chunk. RV. Another one, historic support resistance flip. We are at it right now. I think this one can go as well. Look at these highs. Look at these highs. We might never come back up there, but even up here is going to be good RR. Inge. This one annoyed me because I looked at it 2 or 3 days before algo and I didn't buy any, and it's now up 100 and I think it was double what algo was up from when I bought it. Yeah, that outperformed algo. Kind of annoying that I missed that, but it is what it is. There would be more opportunities. XRP, I'm not really a fan of XRP, never owned it, don't think I'll ever buy it, but there is a historic support resistance flip here, so I would consider that a buy zone. And Uni, I actually have a kind of soft spot for Uni because I bought it around, when did I buy it? I bought it around, it was in 2020 actually. I bought it, yep, there you go. Not really TA, gonna leave you with this history lesson actually, let's end it here. I bought I bought Uni at, I think it was $1.70, I want to say. $1.70? Yeah. Oh no, maybe it wasn't. Or maybe it might have been further back here that I actually bought it and we don't have the chart history. I swear it was like $1.70. Anyway, it went. I bought it let's call it $2. No, there's 170. Yeah, okay, so it might have been there. But yeah, it went crazy over, yeah. It went absolutely crazy. I made some very nice money on that. Anyway, if you're still here and you've listened to me waffle randomly for whatever amount of time it's been, 15-20 minutes, I appreciate you. I hope you've got some value from this, and if you have any questions, give me a shout. Peace.